All right, good afternoon, everybody. Happy Friday. I hope everybody's having a great day. And I wanted to spend a few minutes just talking about the first five innings for betting on baseball, why it's, my go-to strategy. And even though the past two nights it didn't work out, wanted to explain myself, make sure it's clear. So hopefully that helps you out. And then I just wanted to touch on, actually, before I do that, may as well spend a couple minutes on, just want to clear this up about public money, sharp money. Last time I talked about it, found myself getting a little excited. I'm going to do a longer podcast probably tomorrow. Just going to calm down. I think it's the allergies down here, just a little stuffed up. But tomorrow I'm going to spend good 15, 20 minutes explaining myself, making sure that's clear so that can just be up there. If anybody has any questions or wants to talk about it, in more detail, happy to do that. But anyway, I wanted to make sure I get this first five inning stuff in because the past two nights, everything went great for the Orioles and for my bets, except the first five innings. So let's talk about it and what makes sense when you're handicapping baseball. So obviously, when you're looking at baseball and you're betting on it, first thing you're going to look at is starting pitchers. And if you're going to bet the Orioles to win the game, where everything's just going to revolve around the Orioles as my example. So if you like the Orioles to win the game past 3 days, Orioles, 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 but I never did Orioles first five innings. That doesn't mean that I won't do that sometimes, but I find myself, if I'm going to take the Orioles for the first five innings, then I'm also going to take them for the game. And if I'm going to take them for the game, I don't have to take them for the first five innings. So if I'm going to take them for the first five innings, I'm not going to not bet them for the game. That must mean I really, really feel strongly they're going to get off to a great start, or maybe we won a handful of games in a row, so I feel comfortable having two different bets out there. I love the starting pitching matchup. Maybe the value's there. Whatever the reason is, that's definitely in play. Do the first five innings and the game, but I won't do the game. I won't do the first five innings and not do the game. Okay, so clear that up. Hopefully that made sense. As far as over-unders are concerned, if I'm going to do the over for the Orioles, let's start with just the Orioles team total runs. And the past two nights, it was literally the same bet, 2.5 and 4.5. If I like it to go over 4.5, I'm going to take it over for the first five innings 9 times out of 10, even though it didn't work out the past two nights. Because if the premise is the total is going to go over, then there's no reason not to bet the first five innings. Like, why? What do I? Unless I'm really just betting against the bullpen. But if that's the case, I'd be better off live betting it. Like, if I think the Orioles are going to go over their team total, but I don't think they're going to score for the first 4 or 5 innings, then I may as well just live bet it. So I would say 9 times out of 10, I really can't think of a scenario where I would like the Orioles to go over their team total, but I wouldn't like it for the first 5 innings. So most times you'll see it, or I would just stay away from the bet. So it hopefully hopefully that makes sense for the overs. Now the under is a different story. The under, excuse me one second. So the under is a different story. The under is, and Burns is like the perfect example, right? So he loves giving up first inning home run. I had the under for the Red Sox total for 3.5 for the game. If I like the under for the game, it doesn't necessarily mean I like the under for the first 5 innings, and then vice versa. So the logic with Burns is I could see him giving up 2 or 3 runs in that 6 or 7 innings, but I felt great about the bullpen. I felt like they had a day off. So that's why we ended up going with the under for the entire game. I didn't do it for the first 5 innings. It would have came through, but I think it was only 1.5. So I just didn't love the value there. When I'm doing the under for the game for a team total, and again, these are team totals, I'm most likely saying, okay, I think the starting pitcher is going to pitch great. So we're good to go for the team total. Plus, I like the bullpen. Or it's like, I don't know about the bullpen. Let's just stick with the under for the first 5 innings, and leave the bullpen alone. So in each bet, I'll explain my reasoning. But the reason I wanted to do a podcast about it is not necessarily to just talk about, the past couple of bets and my thought process, but more to hopefully spark the way that you're betting on the games yourself. Because again, it's really hard to handicap when there's so many different variables. So what I like to do now that I'm just focusing on giving out advice with the Orioles is I see the big picture. I'm watching the games. I'm watching each player. I'm up to date with everything. So I feel comfortable making my bets. But if you told me, hey, Ryan, go bet, 4 or 5 games today, like just give me your best bets, and you got about, let's say, an hour or so to do your research. It's like, man, the first thing I'm going to do is just starting pitchers. So like, I don't almost have time to go all the way to the bullpen. So if I was going to bet casually, or even if I was going to try to bet for a significant amount of money, I'm going to focus on the starting pitchers. So I think most of my bets would revolve around the first 5 innings. Not saying it's the only way to go. That's pretty much the whole point of the rebranding of this company, is to suggest what I think are going to be the best strategies. Myself and whoever else I bring on board to say, hey, this is what we're doing. These are things that we're thinking about. It'll never be the only way. I'm always open minded to different things. I don't pretend like I know everything. I just, I guess, am passionate about the things that I know when it comes to sports betting and how it's going to help you. And that's why the public money and the sharp money, I really want to nail that, make sure that I'm being 100%. Excuse me, my allergies are just awful right this second. Just want to make sure that that's coming off 1,000% clear. So I will do that tomorrow. Good luck, whatever you guys decide to do tonight. It's about 3:30 here as I'm recording. I'll check out the Orioles lineup. Want to do a little bit more homework. The Brewers, we're going to get good value again this weekend because the Brewers are playing well. So we'll see what makes the most sense, and I'll send it out. Have a good day, guys.